How do I know if I'm on track? I have a goal and I want my family to be secure financially and have enough money to live in a house we want, to drive the car we need, and to go on the vacations that we dream of. I'm sure you do too. But how do we make sure that we'll get there and not get derailed? We've talked about setting goals and preparing for emergencies this month. Check out those videos on the channel if you haven't already. But today, it's all about keeping our eye on the prize. And we do that by eliminating the bad habits that distract us from our true objective. I've got a lot of friends that join CrossFit gyms. Regardless of my view on CrossFit, they get results, and the people I know come out more fit and more confident. For those new to CrossFit, think of a gym where they do an intense workout with other people, at a consistent time. They show up, do the same workout together, and they bond over the experience. CrossFit forms habits with consistent cues, routines, and rewards. That's the framework that we're going to use to keep us on track with our goals: cue, routine, and reward. Remember this: we can never extinguish bad habits. We can only change the routines. To turn a bad habit into a good habit and to change that routine, follow these three simple steps. Identify the cue. This could be a location, a time of day, emotion, person, or just about any other thing out there. I recommend writing this down and keeping track of it day to day in some kind of journal, notebook, note on your app. Identify the reward. I used to get a cup of coffee after lunch every day. I thought I did this because I needed caffeine, but in reality, I wanted the companionship of talking to other peers that came along with going to a coffee shop or, hanging out by the water cooler. And so that was the routine and the reward there. But when I replaced the routine, instead of getting coffee, I planned to take an after lunch walk or use that time to make a phone call to a friend. I maintained the cue, and that's the time of day after lunch, and the reward, the social interaction. And I eliminated the habit of over caffeination. And so I found myself at the end of the day not being able to sleep and having too many jitters, but it's really just because I wanted to hang out with people. But what if I could take this one step deeper and change a whole list of habits with one action? Keystone habits are a shortcut to the tedious process of changing our routines. Keystone habits that set off a chain reaction in our routines and habits, they extend to multiple aspects of a person's life. Some routines are more crucial than others. The most basic example is making your bed. It may not seem like it, but making that proactive choice at the beginning of the day can really lead to how we handle getting dressed, eating breakfast, our commute, and how we meet people, how we approach going back to sleep at the end of the day. One little thing can affect your entire day in all these different aspects. If I don't exercise first thing in the morning, I suffer. I likely won't, and if I do try to squeeze it in at the end of the day, that quality of the workout, it suffers. It's not just the workout itself. My tone and energy is different at work when I've had a good workout to start the day. I'm a big fan of decluttering our lives and our home, and clutter can be a source of negative habits that keeps us from our goals. Buying things I don't need is losing control of my money, but it goes beyond the dollars and cents I waste. When I spend $20 on a shirt at Target, like this one, I'm engaging in a habit loop. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but most of us have clothes in the closet with tags still on them. I can't just avoid stores altogether. That's the cue, going to a store. And shopping isn't inherently a bad thing. Filling the need or the want is the reward. It feels good to get what you need. But in the middle, how I'm going about it is a routine. And that can be a conscious routine of what's already in my closet before I buy. It's like shopping for groceries without a grocery list. That's unconsciously going about a habit and a routine, but having the habit of making the grocery list and going to the store with, that is going to be what keeps me on track. Keeping things I don't need is losing control of my money. I've spent hundreds of dollars at Target and the Container Store on beautiful ways to organize things I never use. I love the satisfaction of an organized drawer or closet. and it's the reward in my habit loop. The cue is often in the media where everything is more organized and clean than real life could ever live up to. We all know what that's like. To break the habit, I routinely remove more than I add to the closet or cabinet whenever I'm cleaning out a space. When we get back from that grocery or clothing haul, I use that opportunity to clean out the cupboard or the closet. Storing things I don't need is losing control of my money. The national average cost of storage unit is $100 per month. It's a $29 billion industry. That's billion with a B. Most households have a room dedicated to storing junk that they don't need. We clearly have a habit of hoarding in America and the rest of the developed world, and we don't need it. And that habit reinforces the habits of buying and keeping things that we don't need. So break the cycle and get some serious spring cleaning on the calendar. Write it down, make it happen.